Hey everyone, this is One Take with Dr. Devesh. I'm happy here to be with a guest, my friend and neighbor, Aashish
Hello,
Poudel.
Aashish Poudel. Yeah,
All right. So today, Ashish and I are going to talk about a very exciting recent international development. And I specifically asked Ashish today to be on our interview show because he is Nepali.
yes,
And for those of you who haven't heard, there was a recent youth uprising and revolution in Nepal that was focused on anti corruption and a series of scandals in the government. And the youth actually led nonviolent protests and succeeded, at least initially, in overturning a very corrupt government. And Ashish grew up in Nepal, and I'm really
yeah,
excited to have you here today to tell us more details
yeah,
about what happened.
yeah. Thank you, Devesh. So, uh, the protest happened in 2 days, like September 8 and 9. But the uh, main roots behind it is if you have to go decades back,
Okay.
So, when the democracy was restored in 1990, we had the party system, and these parties which governed the government, the same figure still were ruling, like 30, 35 years throughout our life. So we had been fed up with seeing the same faces, small, elite, aging groups, and there have been so many transfer of powers. No government can go full term, and there is rampant corruptions at every level, political instability. The leadership wanted their vested interest rather than putting forward the national interest, and the youth have very limited scope for growth, political growth. So there was a deep rooted frustration, and it was just a matter of what would trigger it to burst.
Okay.
And what happened was, the social media, there was a sweeping social media ban. And the reason that the government gives is, there have been a lot of contents that we want to regulate, but in fact they want to dominate the voices of the people who are spreading their wrongdoings. So, and they turn down this Facebook, Twitter, you name it, like
So a complete
YouTube.
a
Yeah,
ban on really commonly used
yeah,
social media channels.
absolutely.
And Nepal, is it a democracy?
It's really a democracy. People elect their governments, and
Okay.
it's like a Westminster system where you elect the representative, and they elect the government heads,
Government understood.
like
So
a prime minister,
understood. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and prime minister selects his government. But it's so that you are selecting worst between the worsts. It so happens, and you get elected at one constituencies, small constituencies. You like give the money to buy the votes, give whatever you can, and with that you control everything. It's and no people can enter that space, of that corrupt space. And they are huge in structure. They are rooted in every government or villages, so you can't just displace them.
And this is essentially, and would you say it's a political party that was in power, one
Yes.
particular
There
political
were
party?
three political parties, and the government, like the election system, is such that it is a mix of first past the post and proportional.
Okay,
So
got it.
nobody gets enough votes to make one government, and the coalition forms and breaks as per their interest. So every 6 months or every year, the coalition breaks and new coalition forms. So we can't even keep track of who is collaborating with whom or who is against whom.
Okay.
So they are all the same. So, and sometimes even two political party merge whenever the election is coming, so that they can want to secure more votes.
I see.
And once they are in the government, they break. So
Okay, so these issues of the social media ban or the maybe corruption in buying votes, these were issues that were across all parties. Then it sounds like. I
absolutely,
see.
all
Okay.
major parties.
Okay.
And there have been thing that new political parties have come, but they have jailed the leaders of the new political parties,
Okay.
blaming him for corruptions, which are very newly formed.
Wow. So they were
So-
keeping out new parties, new
Absolutely,
points of
yeah.
view. Yep. Okay.
True,
Okay.
very true.
Okay.
So our generations or the generations before us said that, okay, this is like that. But the new generation said, we can't keep a blind eye on these all things. We own this government, we own the country. So we are not morally corrupt like you.
Yeah.
Even like people, we want to protest that. We want our voices to be heard. And it was a peaceful protest, and it was united in a Discord. Somehow Discord was uh, evaded the radar, and it was allowed because it
this
was
is
not so common, right?
This is an app called Discord. I haven't
Yes.
actually used it,
Yes,
right? But
it's social media again,
social media, okay,
where you can connect thousands of people, and they made the groups like a youth against corruptions, and they said the information where to convene,
Okay.
where to go for the protest, where to march ahead, and some information like where are the polices located and everything.
Wow.
And they started the protest in the fine morning. It was all fine, and when they protested against the region where there is a parliament and there were barricades, they tried to break that barricades, and of course there were infiltrations as well, and police responded very brutally, with the live ammunition hit on their heads and chests.
Right. And you said these were rubber bullets. I think we talked about.
No,
or
these
real?
were not rubber bullets.
Oh wow.
So we say that there should have been rubber bullets
Okay,
or
okay.
bullets under the like in the legs or something.
Yeah.
But it was very brutal response.
Wow.
And in single day, 19 people were killed within 3-4 hours. To give you a scale, there was last revolution was in 2006 under against the direct rule of the king.
Okay.
And it was 19 days and around 19 people were killed.
Okay.
This is single day, 19 people were killed. Now, if you see the stats of the 2 days, that day and the day followed that day, so like 74 people have been killed and more than 2,000 are injured.
Yeah.
And the police report says that thousands of ammunitions have been fired, live ammunitions have been fired. So it was a very brutal response, and obviously the second day would not be calmer. We know from that actions. And few people resorted to vandalism, arson as a reaction to that, and so many infiltration also happened there. Okay. There are multiple self-interest groups, and they burned down the parliament or the prime minister office or the Supreme Court. So this happened, and the second day the prime minister has to resign. Actually, he felt unsafe. He was not about to resign, but he felt unsafe that the revolutionaries were just 5 minutes away from his residence. So they all major leaders were secretly, helicopter to the secret locations, and they are raising their heads again.
Yeah.
Within like a week, they raise their heads again. So saying that we don't agree with the new government. This is unconstitutional. We have to restore the parliament. Our thing were all normal. What did these guys do? Is the Discord the right platform to select the government? No. So it's still a fragile state. They are out of government, but looks like they will be back again into the government. But the hope is that there have been many groups that says that we led this movement, though one particular singular leader has not come up, but they are fragmented, but they are establishing the political parties. So there is a hope that with a moral, these moral guys will do some good. They will not be engaged in this power politics or the money politics.
Understood.
So there is some hope to that. Yeah.
To that. And I think one thing that's just fascinating to me is how desperate the youth must have been to do something, to put their lives on the line. Can you talk more about that? You yourself you look relatively young, right? I'm not going to make you say your age on camera, but I'm guessing you can relate. And so what was it like growing up in Nepal? Are things even worse now compared to when you had left and immigrated to the States?
Yeah. So when I was in Nepal 15 years back, I was politically aware as well, but my friends were not that politically aware, I can say. Our generation was not that politically aware, or not that concerned with what is happening in the government. And we thought the same. There was a general consensus that even the Gen Zs or the new generation are thinking the same, but it looks everybody is awakened now.
Wow.
It's not the case, they are saying that, we don't own whatever you are doing, we don't accept whatever you are doing, we will not take responsibility for whatever you are doing. We want moral government, we don't want nepotism, we don't want corrupt government. There is corruption at every level, so that's what there is a deep frustrations. It has been there for 3 or 4 decades, or like past 10 decades, past 10 years, three people had a revolving chair for the prime ministership chair.
Oh, I see.
Three people, three major political parties. You don't know who collaborates with whom, and they say okay, I'll be the prime minister for 9 months. You become the prime minister for the next 9 months. So this is how the thing was going, and they were really frustrated. For example, to give you an idea, there was a guy, Sher Bahadur Deva, who was waiting for his turn.
Okay.
And he wanted to be the 6th prime minister. Okay. And the first time he became the prime minister was when Bill Clinton was the US president.
Wow. Okay.
You can imagine how many years have passed. So yeah, there was a deep frustrations. True. And yeah, coming to the point that the youth were ready to face their lives also. People are saying that when the bullets were there, then everybody came forward to take the bullets. That's what the reports say. So which is very daring, actually.
Wow.
Very daring. Yeah.
What do you think the youth want to see in addition to a less corrupt government? I mean, is there some economic goal that they have in mind, or some vision for what the country can look like? Or
yeah, so we don't know it, because clear leadership has to emerge from them. There are few people, like 3-4 people, who have come out of this revolution, but among them also there is no unity. Though they say that we need, so the goals of them are clear, that okay, but I'm not sure if the vision is clear, how to go there is clear. So they want economic prosperity, they want to end this people going out in thousands and even in 10,000, 100,000 per year to foreign countries, some never to return back. So this has to be stopped.
Brain drain, so to speak.
Yes, because they don't find employment in the country.
Okay.
And this corruption at every level has to be abolished. And one thing that they have come up clearly is, we don't want this indirect system of government where you select the representative and like Westminster system.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And they are really pushing forward for the directly elected prime minister or the president system. And there have been debate that, okay, in a small country or the politically sensitive countries between India and China, it could be counterproductive in some cases if you are trusting one people. But majority voices have been that we should go for that, because we want to select it, not that Deuba who gets selected by 25,000 votes and rule over the country from his small constituency and rule over the country. So yeah, but for economic development, what should be the 5-year term plan? No, this I don't think they were so politically motivated, or they were studying politics, that but maybe it will come up.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you described to me, there already are some good components of a vision for the country, and
absolutely,
I'm hopeful, for the youth that, and I think we are seeing similar movements happening in other parts of the world as well. Even here in the U.S., I think there's a growing voice among the youth, to drive change, and you see it actually from all sides of the political spectrum. I think, but this feeling that the same people have been in government for 30 years, that could describe U.S. politics as well. So that's fascinating. And maybe one closing question I wanted to ask you: can you talk about kind of what is the experience of being sort of and for Indians we say NRI. I don't know if there's a different word you use for
NRN.
Okay, NRN. So as a non-resident Nepali, what was that like? I know, if I remember correctly, your sister was visiting here recently. Has there been? How has the NRN community, supported or amplified the voices of people in the community and all of that?
Yeah, that's actually one of the major voices, because they contribute to their voices in social platforms mostly.
Okay.
And, there are some content creators who really digs well and gives you the full picture of how the corruption is going on in Nepal.
Okay.
So that have raised a voice a lot, because being here, they will not be able to suppress the voices again. That has helped a lot, and there is a growing voice that even the Nepalis who stay abroad should be allowed to vote. There should be some vote.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
In
Okay.
in the consulates or the embassies, there should be some voting provision for the people living abroad. If that adds up, then definitely they will select the new and fresh voices, moral voices for sure.
Okay.
And there was one party who had come up, against these parties, and who people somewhat liked. I mean, much like than the older three parties, and they have gained a lot of support from Yanarian and diasporas.
Okay.
So yeah, they have been a major force. Yeah, true, very true. Plus, so much of of our population has gone abroad, that they have seen outside world and how is it like, how is the development like, and everything. So if those people are included in the voting or anything, then it will be a really massive changes.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, true.
One brief reflection I wanted to share is I think that the way that the diaspora interacts is so important. One thing I've heard is that a lot of Indians now in India are upset because our administration here had established new rules for H-1B visas,
Yeah,
right?
true.
100,000 per.
I know that, yeah.
And so you can see now there are advocates in India saying that doesn't seem fair or appropriate.
Correct.
And so I think, as you said, there is this interplay that we, you never lose your connection to the motherland,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
And there's that deep pride and desire to
true.
make it better.
True. Plus, the thing is that unlike India and Nepal, people have started flying out of the country in mid 90s, but it was much after 2005 or something. So they were there, these people, like I was brought up there, I was born there. So people like me are in millions outside. Yeah. So it's not like they were born in America and educated in US institutions like our boys. So yeah, they have deep-rooted connections there.
That makes sense.
That never goes away. Yeah.
It never goes away. So you're saying you have a large young population.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was raised in Nepal, and that makes sense.
And who are outside Nepal now.
Lives abroad now.
Absolutely, yes.
Great. Well,
True.
it's such a pleasure chatting with you today. I know we had first had this conversation actually on the on the soccer field where both our boys were playing in PQ Rec soccer. I think they actually played each other in their final
Yeah,
game.
true.
When I saw Aashish, I said, you are someone who I know literally in my community who can actually speak to this incredible political event, right, in a knowledgeable manner. So I'm so grateful to you for being here on the show.
Thank you so much. It's an opportunity for me. It's an honor for me.
Well, thank you. Such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you all next time.